Hey guys, Mike Roberts, Converse Cowboy. As we do every week, this is a follow-up to the Dusty Burson interview. And for me, this one was a little bit different than the other guys that I've sat down with. Going into this, Dusty is somebody that I've known for years. And, he's somebody that I look up to in the horse world and somebody that I like to bounce ideas off of. But what I think is really interesting about the Converse Cowboy, the thing that I'm most grateful for about this show, is it gives me the platform to be able to sit down with people and have a genuine conversation, have a real conversation. This is something that I've thought about recently as I go to different horse shows. I see people periodically, and it's just kind of a, hey, how you doing? Or we talk about the weather, or we tell some bullshit one-liners. But I think that's the thing that I really enjoy most about doing this show is I get to sit down and have a genuine conversation with somebody, have their undivided attention, and selfishly get to ask the questions that I want to know the answer to. And so going back to Dusty, that he's a guy that I've known for years, and whatever the reason, we haven't had that type of a conversation, and so I thought it was really cool to be able to sit down and pick his brain about the how and the why he's doing what he's doing. I think probably the biggest thing that stood out to me in my conversation with Dusty was we never know why we go through certain things. We never know the decisions we make today, what that may lead to in the future. I guess the thing that I'm trying to say is that I try not to judge anything as good or bad because nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so, right? And I know that may sound cliche to say, but it's really true because a year from now we may look back and say, oh, well, I'm so glad that happened. That was good. Well, while we're going through it, it may not be so good, and so those little hurdles, those things, I think it's very important to lean on a higher power, lean on your intuition for guidance, to be able to navigate those situations or challenges, whatever it may be. And through going through those different things, we are building layers of character. We're building who we are, and that's going to change. Like Dusty said, he didn't want to leave the position he was in. He was training horses, training 2-year-olds, showing a lot of horses under the lights, going to Fort Worth and showing a lot. He didn't want to leave that to take the camp job, but he did, and he really loved that spot. And then another job years down the road, another spot came available for him, and he didn't want to take that, but he did. And so we don't know why we go through these things. We don't know what is going to come to us. I think that's what's so cool about the unknown. Like, you lean into the unknown, and I don't think that the unknown is scary. I think it's leaving the comfortable. It's leaving the known. That's what we have always known. That's what we live. It's in the past. We've done it. So we're comfortable with that. But when we can lean into the unknown, and this is something that I'm leaning hard into and have been for the past 2 years, practicing leaning into the unknown and trusting our intuition and trusting in the unknown, like that's when the opportunities come. That's when the possibilities come. And so for Dusty, it's no different. I mean, he's up at Dixon Creek running that deal and doing a hell of a job. And you can ask anybody in cowboy country in West Texas, they know the Burson name, and he's a well-respected individual. So something that I've been thinking about lately, and for whatever reason, like I know the answer to this, but I have procrastinated, like finding coaches, reaching out to coaches for certain things that I'm interested in right now, whether it's writing. For me, it's writing or public speaking or hosting a show. And so I seek guidance from those people who have been there and done that and have walked that path before me. And so I thought it was really cool to hear Dusty's experience, going from Texas Tech and having Chris Wilson as his coach, really guide him into the show career that he's had, and Dusty's a well-respected name in the ranch horse world and in ranch horse competitions. And it all stemmed back from that day. I mean, hell, he said he didn't even know what a lead change was whenever he was trying out. And so to go from that to where he is now, he may have gotten to that spot, but having that mentor, having Chris Wilson right there to kind of guide him and expedite his learning process, I think is vitally important. And that goes for anything that we do in life, I've said it a lot on this show. Like, I've heard Joe Rogan mention it. We need pluses, minuses, and equals. And so those people that we look up to, our mentors, our coaches, those people that are on our level, our peers, our colleagues, and then also those that we can teach. We have something to offer, and for me, that's whenever I learn the most. But I thought that was cool. And then another guy he mentioned was Boots O'Neill. I think he said Boots was 85, or he's in his 80s, mid 80s, upper 80s, and he's still riding a horse every single day. And the thing I remember Dusty saying about him was, if you do what you love to do, you'll never have to work a day in your life. And man, when he said that, it just resonated with me. As easy as that is to understand conceptually, for some reason we make that concept hard to apply in our life, whether it be ego or money or time or social conditioning, worry about what other people may think of us. But it's a practice, right? It's like, okay, why do I do what I do? I really ask myself, am I enjoying what I'm doing today? If the answer is no, I'm going to veer my path. I'm going to try something different. And I hesitate when I say that, because I don't want it to make it sound like do whatever's easy, take the easy road, that's not it either. Like, I put challenges in front of myself, because that's when I feel like I'm aligned with my truth. I'll run in the morning. I work out. I box. I started doing jujitsu. I constantly push myself, but that's when I feel aligned. That's whenever I feel my best. To kind of wrap that up, it's like all of these different things that I do, I seek guidance. Like, I'm going to reach out to mentors. I'm going to reach out to these people. Of course, there's a lot of learning on my side. Like, I'm doing a lot of, inner work, and I guess putting my own style to this stuff, along with the guidance from others. What works for me may not work for somebody else, and that's fine, but to keep an open mind, learn from others, teach others. If I had any advice for myself 5-10 years ago, it would be, if you get stuck, if you feel like you're in a place where you're not finding the answers fast enough, the answers are out there. You're either just not asking the right questions, or you're not asking the right people. So find the people that have the answers to what you're looking for. Surround yourself with a peer group who is aligned with your truth and what you value in life. And then also look for ways where you can provide value to others, like those that may be looking to you for guidance or for answers. When you start to teach these things to other people, at least for me, I had to really know what the hell I was talking about, or I sound like a buffoon, So I think you need all three of those areas to really grow and to live at your highest potential. So that's just my thoughts, guys. After every interview that we do, I sit down and I recap what did I learn from this interview. And if you want to see the full episode, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. So you can also check out the show on ConverseCowboy.com and continue to check that out. We just got the website up, so it is in a growth stage, so do not judge me. But we'll constantly be adding new merchandise, T-shirts, and things like that. So until next time, stay grateful and be kind.